How are we all doing? So this is Ni No Kuni Wrath of the White Witch remastered on the PlayStation 4, obviously. Now this game came out a couple of days ago. We're not very far through the game at the moment. But we're currently in the sewers, just grinding away a little bit. And basically I'm just going to give a few little impressions on the game. It's an old game, so I'm sure a lot of you have already seen, played, or had some kind of interaction with the game already. So, you know, there are a lot of things that I'm sure you will already know when it comes to this game, which is absolutely fine. I'm up against not a very difficult boss, but there's a boss that I've got to fight in the next area, so I won't be going any further in the game than the sewers. I may go back to Ding Dong Dell. Probably not though. I'll probably just end up just being in the sewers here and plowing through a few enemies. Maybe we'll try and get to level 9 or so, in almost level 8 now, so maybe we'll do that. I don't know. We'll see now. So as you can see, the game is it's not turn-based, it's kind of real-time based, not strategy, RPG, that is heavily reminiscent of games that you would play on the PlayStation 2 and stuff like that. You know, there were so many of these games back in the day. However, it's incredibly beautiful. As you can see, a lot of these cutscenes, and just the art style in general are sort of Studio Ghibli, that sort of style. The second one recently came out, and honestly the game was really good, but it just did not hook me as much as this one did. This one is just a absolute treat to just the music, the visuals, the gameplay, the mechanics. This game is truly great. It leaves me a little bit, not in awe of the game, but like it leaves me a little bit like when I play it, sometimes I just stop and look because of how pretty it is. Maybe that's just me. Maybe just the aesthetics speak to me more than anything. I'm not entirely sure. But like the kingdom we're in at the moment, Ding Dong Dell, is lorded upon by a giant fat cat king, King Tom, and he has a remarkable kingdom because everything is fish-based or cat-based. So a lot of the aesthetics themselves, like the decals and stuff like that, is all fish everywhere. And you can see little cat paws there. So like everything is sort of stylized for the kingdom. You go further on. Here's King. There's a statue here of King Tom. There he is. And it just the kingdoms themselves. I mean, it's a sewer, and you can tell it's a sewer because it looks mossy and it looks mossy and wet and slippery, you know, and kind of damp. It gives off that atmosphere, but also it's so highly decorated. Everything is like that in the game. There's not a surface that... I mean, to be fair, the surfaces are quite plain. We'll get out into the open world now. Not the open world, but the town. And I'll show you a little bit about what I mean. You know, the surfaces are quite plain, but there's nothing that didn't have love put into it. You know, these little steps are broken down a little bit. One of my favourite enemies actually is called the Rabot. He's half rabbit, half robot, so he's a Rabot. It's like the game was just, instead of having, oh, this could have just been a generally grey and gloomy sewer, you know, it could have been something that was just grey and green, which usually what you would see in games. They've gone that extra mile to add all the fish decals, the lights, the paw prints, these little fish markers on the floor there. Moving that way? No. They've gone that extra mile to do all this. I mean, this is an old game, so I mean, I'm sure some of you have already seen it, which is absolutely fine. But it's appreciated. It makes you feel like you're in more of a fantasy land than just a sewer. I think this is the way out, yeah. And when I get back up into the town now, you'll see what I mean by, you know, highly decorated, you know, lots of colors. Everything in this, I mean, this is just an area before you get into the sewer that they didn't really need to give much attention to, but, you know, there's flowers and there's overgrowth, and even the entrance to the sewer itself looks like a big fish mouth. If you don't appreciate the art in this game, I think you're probably just losing out on 50% of the fun. This little chap here, he's a character that you meet probably, you know, you see him in the first hour of the game, and then I don't think you see him again. But he's unique. He's got this saucepan helmet, and obviously that's a shield that he's using as a breastplate there, and it's obviously got the cat logo on it. The guards all have these, I don't know, you'd call them pikes. Could be quite appropriate actually, but they look like fish on the ends there, which is just another really great touch. Everything from the shops, you know, what's the name of the shop? I forget. It's what is it called? Does it tell you when you enter this place? No. And there's a Birdman there, of course, because, you know, oh look, I've been looking for him. That's the third child. So this will give you a really good idea of how the game works as well. You have spells, and a lot of games allow you to only use those spells in battle, you know what I mean? Like, for instance, you have healing spells, but if there's somebody who's ill, you can't actually use that spell on them, but it incorporates it as part of the game itself. So for instance, this little boy's hurt, I can heal him, and now he's all good. So, I had to find this lady's sons. There were 3 of them, and I found one of them, so that's good. And I've also got to get this cat lady some flowers. Yes, there are cat people and bird people. You know, so for instance, yeah, this place is quite basic here, you know? You see it's quite basic, but like when we come up here, you can see all the buildings have something on them. Everything has something. It's great. I love the art. Thank you so much for finding all 3 of my boys. And you patched up the little rascals as well. You're a treasure, an absolute treasure. I'm just glad we could help. What are you going to give me? Oh, 3 slices of sweetie pie. And 50 guilders. Fantastic. And we earned 3 stamps for our book. Only 5 more stamps before we finish the merit card. I actually don't know what you get when you finish the merit card, because I can't remember. So, we'll have to look at that. There's a treasure in this pot. Oh, 20 guilders. Very good. What's in this shop here? Have I been in here? Oh yes, this is where I got my stamp card from. Bounty hunts, claim bounties, claim merit rewards. There you go. That's what you get. So, for 1 card, you get Jumping Jack. Allows you to jump by pressing circle while running. Not very useful, but a whole lot of fun. Be Nimble. Allows you to run a little faster out in the hills and plains of the wild world. Little Jack Corner occasionally makes foraging efforts more fruitful. Jack in the Box makes it easy to sneak up behind enemies. And Jackpot causes additional restorative glims to appear during battle. Now I think I'm going to want that Jumping Jack one, because I think I'll then be able to get a treasure chest outside. There was a little bump I jump over. A splash of colour. A female Grimlakin from Ding Dong Dell asked you to find flowers and water to help brighten up her porch. Yeah, I need to do that. I've got some water, but I don't have the flowers. I think I've got to go back out into the big open map, which I may show you in a little bit. So what else have we got here? This is the place where I got my clothing from, which I don't know if you can actually buy anything from this lady now. Let's go have a look. I should be grinding, really. That's what this was supposed to be for, but hey ho. Oh, there you go. She does sell stuff. Oh, she sells bread, iced coffee, poison be gone, and blindness be gone. Oh, she also sells treats. I gotta remember to do that. And she sells ingredients: bumbler honey, dumpty egg, crispy lettuce, crunchy carrot, and tender beef. So again, I played this game. Wow, look at that, a chest. Think she'll mind? Nah, it's sealed. Wait. She locked away a sandwich. That was her dinner. I think she's an owl. I'm sure she's an owl. Oh look, she just stood on a chair. I thought she had long legs, but she's not. She's just a little owl lady standing on a chair. Man, somebody could have got her a pillow so she can actually sit down properly. Poor lady. I'm sure she's an owl. So, should we go and have a look at the open world and then we'll maybe fight a couple of fights out there? That'll be fun. Actually, I think we need to find... What do we need for this lady? 2 planeswater flowers and 2 bottles of spring water. Planeswater blooms in the hills to the southeast of town, and spring water can be found beside rivers and lakes. So, rivers and lakes in southeast. I'll instantly forget that, so... Somebody in the chat remind me. Oh, wait, there's nobody fucking watching. I forgot. So let's see if we can find those. Nothing really story-based, just a little bit of exploration, a little bit of grinding, stuff like that. So as you can see, this just looks amazing. It looks like a beautiful painting. Bob Ross would be proud. So southeast, she said, right? So that's kind of down this way, right? Let's fight this friggin' thing. Minor bird, and sleeper fowl.
Here goes.
Psych up. Go wild! Smash him, bear. There we go.
We did it!
So I should talk about the familiars. So if anybody's played Pokemon, they will be highly familiar with the familiars. Yeah. Ooh, is that what we needed playing for? I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember now. Basically, you start off with the little guy with a sword you can see me using to start with. Who eventually get given
we can do
the little
this.
monkey that I used with an email that I've named Bear after my dearly departed hamster. And basically, you end up being able to have the ability to capture these little critters and put them in battle for yourself. Basically, it's just exactly like how Pokemon works. You start off with a little, and you eventually get the ability to get these characters. They in fact, they even evolve. It's not on the same sort of level as Pokemon, in which they evolve and look completely different. It's more of a sort of small change. This sword might change, so they might get a bigger sword or shield. It's more of a progression than an absolute change of body and everything. Absolutely fine. It works for the aesthetics, and I don't think you actually get massive familiars. Maybe you do in the later parts of the game. Like I said, I haven't played that far. Even when I played all those years ago, I didn't play... I can't see any planeswater flowers or whatever I was supposed to be looking for down here. I guess it's been many years since I played it, and I have a terrible memory, so... You see the animals out on the open world map are starting to run from me now. That usually means that I can... Oh, maybe that's the little twinkle here. Hey, look at that. So now I need to find some spring water, which she said I could find next to the river. Oh, this one's going to attack me. So I'll head along the rivers and see if we can find them. Yeah, eventually then you can capture all of the enemies that you have on screen. I think it's more sort of like you've got a real chance of getting them. Pick their ass, isn't it? Then with Pokemon, obviously you've got a much more of a bigger chance of catching. It's more of if you get one, well done type thing. Until you obviously over level and then you can catch them easily. I wonder if this will be some spring water up here. Go check it out. Ah, there we go. I think we can go complete that quest now with that cat lady. Let's go have a look. What is it? Yeah. Again, it's really good to have this enemies. Obviously, you could kill out really quickly. That's not really going to give you XP as well. The fact that they run is a good thing, because at the end of the day, none of us want to be bothered with that sort of thing, right? Constantly being nagged by battles. And I will say it again, I love the aesthetics on, I love the armor of the guards. It's obviously, you know, they got the cat ears, the cat nose, and the little fish weapons. I love it. So we'll return this quest to the lady, and then we'll head back down to the sewers and do a little battle down there, because obviously the outside world then was way too easy for us, and in fact they were running from us, so see what she says. Oh, a wooden shield. Passed. Now, I don't know if there's going to be any new quests available over at the shop up here, because I've done all the ones currently that I can do. This guy, I love this guy. Look at this guy, yeah. Look at his face. He's just sitting. He's just chilling. He's happy. You know, you gotta be happy, right? I think I've done everything. Yeah, done everything there. Let's have a little check to see if there's any bounties. Oh, there is. Vegetable thief. A Gruffian keeps stealing produce from farmers' fields outside town. It has to be dealt with quickly. It's nearly harvest time. Maybe we'll go do that then. The vegetable thief. Let's have a look. So I'm going to assume that that will be southeast of Ding Dong Dell in the Summerlands. Well, let's go do that then, since it's kind of what we're doing. We're trying to fill up stamp cards. I want to get those jumping shoes, because, I mean, we need the special shoes to be able to jump, right? Who's able to jump without special shoes? No one. Does anybody else want to wear a cape like that just in general life, you know? But you get looked at funny, don't you? Wish I could. Right, did it say southeast? It did. Which is where we just went. Have a look at the map here. Oh, is that him there? That's got to be him, hasn't it? He's down near the beach that I was just down at. If I'd have picked up that quest when we were there, look, see, I wouldn't have to come back. Look at this motherfucker. He must not have heard how badass I am. Oh, look, bartender. Smashed.
We did it!
Right, so... Oh, where's he to? Oh, that must be him there. That red guy. See him in the distance there? See if we can get a sneak attack on him. Oh, is he going to run away from us? Oh, you actually have to... And Drippy has a Welsh accent as well, by the way, which is obviously the best accent to have. What's happening now? Did I take too long? Take on the Gruffian, yeah. Oh, I actually must have clicked on Drippy then. Wow, look at him!
Let's do
so
it!
I think this is a good example of an evolved. That's kind of how they evolve. So you can see it's very similar to the tube to the side of it. I think that's an evolved version. I think. Not completely different, but somewhat different. Uh-oh. Okay, calm down. Jesus. And these little balls here that you can see dropping. I should probably beat the big one. They're like, ooh, wow. You can move on, but it didn't. So the green balls replenish my health, and the blue replenish my mana. It's just a little pick me up using battle. Sometimes Drippy, who's Lord High Lord of Fairies, is his official title. He's just there. He's Welsh. He's actually voiced by Dave Coaches from Gavin and Stacey, if anybody's seen that. And he does an awesome job in voicing Drippy. He's absolutely fantastic. I don't think I'm going to be able to make him talk right now, because obviously I need to progress the main story, which we're not doing today. I got a back attack on this guy, so I'll get to attack him first.
Watch this!
So let's use Oliver now, actually, and show you some spells. So you can also take over as Oliver, and we have, well, one spell at the moment. You can also smack people with your wand, but I don't know. So yeah, unlike Pokemon, you can take over as the trainer, or the wizard in this case, and attack with them as well. In fact, it's something that I didn't do much of in my last game, and you really should be doing more of it, because he's really powerful. And use yourself and your familiar, or your guys out there, they you share health. So if they die, you die. It's not like I can use the little monkey lemur, or the little I forget what he's called, little guy with the sword. I can't use those until they die and they switch out. I've only got one health bar between all characters connected to Oliver. You do eventually end up getting more characters a little bit way on the game. And they obviously have their own health bars then, which is oh, I'm supposed to be turning that bounty now. Ooh, a pot with something in it. I'm going to say a piece of cake. Ah, Gilders. And before we leave back to the store, we will go and check out the weapon shop to see. My wife just texted me to ask if I've got Rich Tea Biscuits. I did not get Rich Tea Biscuits. Oh bollocks, wrong shop. Oh no, it's not. Handing in the quest now before I get there. That's Maria's fault. Claim bounties. There we go, bounty hunt complete. Oh well, one sword and 50 guilders. And 2 stamps. I only need 1 more stamp, and I feel like I'm not going to be able to get it before... Let's have a look. Before I defeat this next boss I gotta defeat. No. It's not going to let me get that last stamp. Well, that's a bummer. But that's okay. We'll head to the weapon shop, quickly have a check in there to see if we can outfit... Actually... kitchen knife. And that's better attack, but the magic attack is down. How much more is the attack for? The wooden shield is the same. He uses a different set of... Let's see if we can get them any accessories, because neither of them have accessories yet. Not that this boss is incredibly difficult, but it would just be nice to, going fully equipped. And at the end of the day, I think a lot of people believe this game to be quite difficult. And it can be if you're not prepared enough and you don't do... Can I open that? I'm not saying grinding, but, you gotta take time out to do this kind of thing, exploring, looking for things, getting equipped right. If you just plow through the store, you're probably gonna hit a boss that will absolutely take you out. Let's have a little look then. Kitchen knife. Well, one sword. Oh, that's what we just got. Oh, it's worth 160 gold as well. That's not bad. Leather armor is for any of them. For them. Leafy mantis, what he's already got. And a wooden shield is what he's already got. Okay. So, giant's tooth. A tooth taken from a giant is fearsome appearance, prompts panic in enemies. One... Oh, that's for the little lemur guy. Well, let's buy him that then. Oh, Oliver can wear it too. Well, let's we buy Oliver one. No, just buy the lemur one. That's fine. There we go. Oh, I should call him by his name. His name is Bear. Mr. Drippy there following along behind me. So let's head back down to the sewer. We'll fight our way to this next boss, and maybe we'll defeat him. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll fight him. He's Hickory Dock, or Hickory Dickory, the king of the clock, or something like that. If I remember correctly. Oh, bollocks. There's me looking at the map. Robots and Crowley177. Let's try him out now that he's extra powerful. Help, help. He's a mad little git, this Luna. Nito! That's another thing you have to get used to when you're playing this game, is Oliver saying Nito about 50,000 times every time you play the game. Nito! No, no, no! Oh, bollocks, now! This is interesting. The enemy has the upper hand here. The Naja and the Crowley177. They get this amount of time, you see that little clock there in the corner? They get that amount of time to attack me without me doing anything. Way. Come on, Sydney. There you go. Grab that health. There we go. Now, sometimes a golden yellow ball will drop from the enemies. It's very rare. But it's like, if you're familiar with Final Fantasy, it's... Oh, I got a plan. Speaking of Final Fantasy, it gives you your limit break, or your big move, your giant attack, and each minion, and I believe Oliver as well, have a giant attack. I forget what they call it. Like it's like a limit break. I forget the actual name they use in this game. I apologize for that. But it's a giant move. So, for instance, I think it's Gold. No, it's not Gold Wild. It's Slash Dance for the little Mite. That's his name. The guy with the sword. He's called a Mite. And he does Slash Dance. So it's like a bigger version of Cut Loose, which I just did, and that does stunning amount of damage. When I first came through here, there was puzzles to do with regarding to those braziers that were lit there. There is a light puzzle solving in this game.
Let's do it.
Should we use? Psych himself up. So if he psychs up, he then goes into go wild, and he can do this. He does a lot more damage, and he attacks a lot faster. Yep.
We won!
That flan that I got there goes into the creature cage, is what they call it, and it's basically, again, I'm assuming most people are familiar with how Pokemon work, but perhaps you're not. Basically, the way this works is you go into... Can I outfit Oliver with anything? Sorry, just check this. No. So you go into... No, wrong menu. This one. And then you pick one of your creatures. We're going to use Sydney here. And then you pick a treat. So I've got the flan, the sundae, and the sweetie pie, which is what I got from that lady. And they've all got, as you can see down there, attack, defense, magic attack, magic defense, accuracy and evasion, fullness and familiarity. I think it's familiarity. When that familiarity gets to 5 hearts, they evolve. When the fullness gets up, you can't feed them anymore. You have to wait for it to go down, which I forget what it actually takes for that to work. So you can see up here, the flan is for defense, the sundae is for magical defense, and the sweetie pie is for accuracy. So if we feed Sydney this pie, you can see his accuracy increase by 1 point. But there was no pink hearts above his head. Try and figure out what your familiar loves. If you can do that, you can get them to go. Now I know that Bear loves ice cream, but I don't know if he loves sundaes. Let's try that. Okay, let's try a plan with Sydney. No, that didn't work either. However, it's always good to feed them up because obviously... Accuracy went up, that's good. And let's give this last city pie to Sydney. There we go, and his accuracy went up again. There we go, so it's 41 now. And he's 25, so he's got a lot more accuracy there for Sydney than there. If you find a treat that they love, they get the little pink hearts go up, and they get a lot more of an effect from it.
Come on!
I did find yesterday when I was playing that Bear, which is a little steamer guy, this guy, he loves ice cream, which is different than a sundae, I think. I think it's I'm gonna die if I'm not careful. And I have a save major, so I really need to not die. Because again, this game has save points. The salvage, that's good. We can get a healing touch on ourselves. We're heading back to a save point, which will restore all my mana and all my health. Am I going the wrong way? I think I'm going the wrong way. Ball the dash. They've just gone straight through that door. Never mind. I'm showing you the dungeon. You want to see it, right? Motherfucker.
Come on!
So yeah, the game is rather rich. It's got a lot of content to it. It's got a lot of story to it. It's got a lot of lore to it. It's just a fantastic game all around. Really, it's been given a lot of love, and I think if you're into any of the gameplay or the art style, or I mean mostly the gameplay, you're gonna want to like RPGs. You're gonna want to have them as something that you really love, because otherwise, I don't think the art style is going to hold up just on its own. You've got to love the gameplay too. But if you love RPGs,
we can do this.
Then this is a no-brainer. This is something that, on the surface, probably seems very kiddie-ish, and it in some ways it is. It is very it's family friendly. Well, there are some horrific things, not horrific things, but there is an event at the start of the game that's quite tragic. Again, it's a really old game, so I'm assuming a lot of people already know. But there's no, there's no swear words, there's no real blood or gore or anything like that. Just going to save the game a second, if you bear with me. There we go. And maybe we'll go and try and rescue King Tom. I don't think my wife will mind if I do that. She has been playing alongside me, not playing alongside me, watching me, so maybe we'll do this battle once more. Now that we're a bit leveled up. So there's King Tom fighting Hickory Dickory Dock. I won't talk throughout this. You can
Your Majesty!
Need a hand?
It's you two. Look, one has retrieved one's wand.
Huh? So he wasn't kidnapped?
Oh, the crook struck one. Oh.
That'll teach you to turn your back on me, you old tomfool, you!
Hickory Dock. King Hickory there, what was that? 17?
You squeaklings work for the fat cat, do you? No, we too slow!
Ah, here we go. It's entirely possible I'm going to die here because this boss battle is actually quite difficult. What we are doing very good. I have to go heal Oliver in a second. There we go. So now I will both heal my health and allow my minion my to move. You can see if you look at the pictures at the top there in the little. You can see the ring going around. That's my minion's stamina. Below it, so I gotta lay in rest, and now it's full again. I'm going to switch the mics for a second so I can sound blasting. Oh, we got a chance. Just tripped himself up. Oh, we didn't get much of a chance there, did we? On. Pick up this pen up because it's snapping low. Have help them. Come on, we can do this. On there, yes! Da 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 da.
We won!
There we go then. We beat Hickory Dickory. And we had 100 guilders as well. And Bear leveled up to level 9. They're dull rats. What gotta do next time? Knickers, he got away. And he only got another stupid catchphrase in before he left and all. I like to voice Oliver like Morty from Rick and Morty. Ah, never mind that, Mr. Drippy. What about King Tom? You are right, man. We better go see how he's doing. Enough voices from me, actually. Oh, Your Majesty, are you doing okay? Oh, it's you. Oh, you can read yourselves. Come on. Come on, Kingface. Purloined it. Ha! Good use of a pun there. Knickers, knickers, knickers. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. How the hell are we going to move King Tom?
The Zodiacs are assembled, Your Radiance.
I thank you all for attending. Very well. I hereby call the Council to order.
You are all doubtless aware of the purpose of this session.
We are here to discuss the elimination of the pure-hearted one. Come before us, Dark Jinn.
Uh-oh.
You summoned me, White Witch.
The so-called savior from the other world. He must be destroyed.
Uh-oh.
Shadar, it is time that you proved yourself worthy of the title of Executor.
Uh-oh.
On one condition.
Ha! The insolence! He presumes to bargain with our queen?
Go on.
Very well. I must request that you entrust this task to me and me alone. Hear me, members of the Council. I have no need of your aid.
He thinks himself our
Well, I'm
equal.
scared.
What gives him the right
He is either very brave or...
to presume to give us orders?
Babbling fools.
Silence! Very well. You will have your
inside of a
wish,
cape.
Shadar. I entrust the task entirely to you. Teach those who speak of a savior the futility of their hope.
The futility.
It shall be done.
It shall be done.
This Oliver, this savior, I will taint his heart with the blackness of despair.
You can try, motherfucker. Well, well, well. Looks like we got a ginger wizard coming after us. Hickory Dock. Purloin. Ha! Ah, so good. Yay, we've got a wand.
This is one's magic wand. When one was a kitten, one ran quite wild with the old thing. Here, it is yours now.
Yay! Wand get.
Thank you very much, Your Majesty.
Dragon
If
heartstring.
you know who finds
Definitely.
out about this, one fears we shall both live to regret it. But one can hardly say no to one so very pure.
When you say you know who, you mean Shadar, don't you?
There's no need to say it out loud, is there?
Voldemort!
But yes, that is who one means.
Your Majesty, you've gone and given him the wand now. There's no going back.
One supposes so.
Don't worry, Your Majesty.
Meow,
I'll bring down Shadar. You'll see.
You'll see. Wand get. Yay! Frostbite spell. The Golden Grove, vast desert. Al Mamoon. I did say there's going to be no story in this, didn't I? And now look at all this story. Well, there we go. We're off to Al Mamoon. Apologies if there was a story that you guys didn't want to see. I didn't actually realise that after defeating Hickory Dickory there would be a large amount of story. Which I apologise about. So yeah, we are here now. We've just gotten our magic wand. And we're ready to rumble. So I hope you enjoyed the stream. I may jump back on in a couple of hours more gameplay when I've got a few more teammates. And, you know, maybe I'll give further impressions on it when maybe I've gotten further than I got last time. The reason I stopped last time was I got it really close to the end of the PS3's life, and then I moved to a PS4. And I just didn't go back to it. I removed my PlayStation 3 from underneath the TV, and then that was kind of it then, you know. So this is really good to be able to go back to it, because it was always something I regretted. It was always something I wanted to go back to. And I'm really glad to pick this up. It is a fantastic game, and I'm really glad to play it. Yeah. So again, thank you all for watching, thank you all for enjoying, thank you all for being you. Take care, goodbye.